Welcome and welcome back to How to Make a TV Show Without a Studio.
Yeah.
My name is Imeldha, writer, director, producer, and professional sad girl, both in emotion and social anxiety. This is Michael Iloni Hona.
Writer, director, producer, and musician, and fan of Cowboy Bebop.
Amazing.
Is my new one for today.
Is your name? We are two filmmakers passionate about stories, and we're trying to figure out how to make them and get people to see them.
Yes.
What is the title of today's episode?
Today's title of the episode is Episode 2, How to Survive the Industry, The Interview.
Amazing.
That's a good voice, isn't it?
That was good. I like that. So if you haven't yet, please check out our last episode. The first ever episode over on our YouTube channel, which you should be viewing this on actually at the moment.
Yeah.
We're really excited to go on this journey with you guys. We're talking about how to survive the industry.
Yes.
It's really, really good.
Yeah.
Do you
And
want
how
to
to
give
make
us...
a TV show without a studio.
Boom, that's it. Give us a disclaimer, Michael.
The disclaimer today is that I'm trying to do these candidly every time, so that it's not a thing where, it's just, you just cut me in and I say it. But basically, everything that we're saying today is coming from mine and Imeldha's perspective, and that's all that we can give you. We don't believe in 10 steps to success. We don't believe in 5 steps to success. We just want to be part of your journey, and we hope that while you're watching this, that you can just pick things that we're saying and it can help you on your film journey. But don't think that anything that we're saying is Bible, and please understand that we're humans and we may make mistakes, and some things that work for us might not work for you.
Amen, brother. That's good.
Yeah, boy.
We are here doing our first interview.
Our first one.
With a wonderful human being.
And a very good friend.
He goes by the name of Benjamin Sarpong-Broni.
Woo!
Can I make noise?
Yeah, man.
Alright, let me shut up. Go on.
Benjamin Sarpong-Broni is best known for playing Eric in the award-nominated feature film Rye Lane, written by Nathan Bryan and Tom Millier, and directed by Rain Allen Miller. He is also the writer of Hindsight, a BFI-funded short film currently in production. On screen, Ben appears in the BBC comedy series Death Valley and recently wrapped filming on the upcoming action thriller Mutiny, starring Jason Statham.
Yeah.
Beyond acting, Ben creates comedy content for TikTok and Instagram, where he's built a following of nearly 40,000 fans with stand-up skits and music poetry mashups.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Welcome,
I've been busy.
Benjamin.
I've been doing shit.
Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for
We
having me.
appreciate you
Yeah,
being
man.
here.
How have you been?
This is nice. This is really. I was saying off camera. This is a really nice setup.
It is a nice setup.
It's a really
isn't
nice
it?
couch.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to be shot in high def as well,
Yeah.
and not loathe what you're seeing.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, but, oh my
Proper
God,
nice.
who is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's nice. It's a nice update. Thank you for being here. We really
pleasure,
appreciate
man.
you,
Yeah.
man.
So let's dive straight in.
Let's do it.
How did you get into the industry?
Ooh. Okay, so the short answer to that question is I was a bit of a class clown in school. One of my earliest memories of performing was going from year 3 to year 4. And my teacher at the time, I don't know if she was allowed to do this, but she left the new year 4s in the classroom to go get the register. Yeah. And while she was away, I got up in front of these students and pretended to be the teacher. And had the whole class laughing. That was my first kind of experience of stand-up comedy. Always got in trouble. Never had a good parents evening. It was always disruptive. Always talking too much and just whatever. But I loved making people laugh. Okay. I loved telling people stories and interacting with people. And then I did something when I was in secondary school called the Jack Petchy Speak Out Challenge.
Okay.
Which was like a poetry, not poetry, spoken word event. Promoting creativity with kids. And I was picked out of my school to go and do it.
Yeah.
In terms of my borough. And when I did my performance, my Speak Out Challenge spoken word, the judges were like, you're not doing spoken word, you're doing stand-up. And I was like, and that led to me then doing some theatre at Hackney Empire. And then that led to me then auditioning for something called Laughter Shock, which was my first TV role, where I was doing It's like sketch and stand up.
Did you have an agent at that time? Or?
No, this was just me just figuring it out. Like you see
Wow.
something on a newspaper or a magazine, like,
Yeah.
oh, they're doing this.
Yeah.
All right, it's a
Oh, that's
play,
pretty
you
cool.
audition and you end up doing a show.
Crazy.
My brother told me about this Laughter Shock audition thing, where I just kind of went on the Hackney Empire main stage, did stand up in front of like 10 people.
Yeah.
People that were auditioning and like a few other people that were involved in a production company. Brown Eyed Boy at the time, I was 17.
Oh.
And then that's where I got my first show. That's where I got my first professional credit as an actor. Just for context, 17 when I did Laughter Shock. Who was on that show? Miss London, Joe Lycett, Dame Baptiste.
Yeah.
There's a few comedians that are like doing their thing now that were on
Yeah.
that show, and I was like the young comedian. Victor Daniels, my sketch was a comedian called Victor Daniels. And then after that, my parents were like, you gotta go to university and get your degree, and I did that. You know what I mean?
What did you do your degree in?
Well, when I enrolled, it's always, when I enrolled, it was business and creative writing.
Okay, and then when
It's
I
always
graduated, it
business.
was.
So, you know what I mean? I sat there with my mom. My mom was like, he wants to do business.
Always
I was
business.
like, all right, cool, I'm doing a bit. So it was business and creative writing. I went to my first business lecture. I'm not doing business. Switched business into performing arts
Okay.
or drama.
Yeah.
So
I
I
did
was-
drama.
yeah,
I did drama as well.
in drama, Northampton University. Shout out NN2. And then after a year of doing drama and creative writing, I switched creative writing, even though I loved it. Didn't necessarily love one of my lecturers. That's a story for another time. I ended up changing it over and doing drama and journalism. So that's what I graduated in. That was my
Okay,
joint honours.
cool.
Then after I graduated university, did a bunch of extra work, was a background artist on the film Tarzan,
Okay. Yeah.
with the Mobongo Warriors.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother story.
Is that the Margot Robbie one?
That is it? I
Was
don't
it Margot
think.
Robbie in that one or?
She
don't
was in
think so.
some sort of.
Tarzan.
Samuel L. Jackson, Christoph Waltz.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that one. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I got injured on set, almost lost a toe. That's one
Crazy.
story. And yeah, it's doing extra work. But the good thing about that was I met so many other actors that were trying to, you know what I mean? They were trying to get in.
Yeah.
And then you get information about, oh, get a headshot, get an agent, get a show reel.
Okay.
And then you work it out,
Yeah.
and then you end up doing other things.
These weren't things that you knew before. It was just people.
No,
like,
it's
oh,
like
just do these things.
Yeah, I didn't do the drama school route, so I didn't have that. And then when you come out of that, then you end up doing another film. I ended up working with Kojo, comedian.
Yeah.
He had a film called The Weekend with The Man on the Wall,
Yeah. Which was on Netflix.
which was on Netflix.
Yeah.
Percy, Javan, Wade, and Dee. Rest in peace. And yeah, I had a character in that called JJ. He was like a flamboyant barber.
Yeah.
And then they cut that scene, so that was awkward. Going to the cinema, watching that, and being like, "Oh, I'm not in it."
They never tell you either.
Yeah,
do they?
so
They never
it's,
tell you.
the short answer to that is I did a bunch of stuff. I was looking for everything, finding everybody to connect with, and eventually, lo and behold, I got all the pieces.
Yeah.
Got the agent, got the show role,
Nice.
built up enough credits, and eventually, after years, during lockdown, I ended up doing Rye Lane. So it's been a long journey.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
How because obviously you were talking about how you started in doing like stand-up comedy. What's your relationship and how do you feel about stand-up comedy versus like comedic acting?
Yeah.
Is there like a difference or do you prefer one?
Oh, there's a big difference between. I think if you're a comedic actor, it's a harder transition to go into stand-up comedy.
Okay.
If you are a stand-up comedian, I think it's easier to transition into comedic acting.
Okay.
Because you just understand, like, I think good comedians, my favorite comedians, understand that comedy isn't necessarily in what you're saying, it's also how you're saying it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It could be a look. There's also an understanding of comedic beats.
Yeah.
There's so much comedy in where you choose to place words and understanding silences.
Yeah.
And then there's physicality, and then there's like physical comedy, and then there's like, I mean, even sounds. People make sounds and make them, you know what I mean? Make them funny.
Yeah.
Everyone,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? The clowns, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and we do it with babies. So it's like, there's an understanding I think good comedians have that enables them to transition onto like, comedic acting.
I've always known you as like quite a multifaceted, like creative. Like I know that you do music. I've seen you in a lot of different formats, whether that be stand up, whether that be on telly, whether that be doing telly as comedy, whether that be doing telly as drama, music, poetry. How do you find the balance between all of like being an actor and being multifaceted?
Bro, there's no balance, bro. I am winging this, bro. As you guys know, like I swear, my thing is just do, and that's why I love like Tyler the Creator's interviews and the way he speaks about creativity.
Yeah,
I resonate so much with some of the things he says.
Yeah,
it's like just do it, bro.
Yeah,
because the people that are commissioning and the people that create the environments and have the institutions to, do you know what I mean, platform us creatives. They don't really know.
Yeah.
They just know when it's working.
Don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know when I worked this out, but I think maybe like during lockdown, I worked out that I'm not just an actor. I'm not just a music guy or poet. I'm a storyteller.
Yeah.
I love storytelling.
Yeah.
So even doing this podcast, it's like, you know what I mean? There's an opportunity that you're asking me questions about things I've gone through in life. And it's like my mind, like when you ask me a certain question, my mind literally goes to when I was in primary school, standing in front of year three. I love telling stories, and that's my kick. That's my thing. I love storytelling.
It sounds really freeing. I feel like one thing that I've always admired about you is you feel your approach to creativity feels free. Like I love personally seeing people that are willing to go, I'm gonna chop up a beat, or I'm gonna do a TikTok, or I think there's something really exciting about that, because it feels like to me like you have no limitations. And I think that I have that a lot whenever I'm like in the house with Imeldha. I'll be like, oh, I'm just gonna make a beat today, or oh, wouldn't it be cool if this was a sketch or whatever. And I think that sometimes your brain goes outside of the structures that are put in there, but it feels freeing. And I wanted to ask you, do you feel free when you're working? Do you feel like you're being free? Because it looks like it on the outside.
So yes and no. So I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I know when I hear some of these like legendary greats talk about creating anything, it usually comes from maybe a dark place, or it comes through like a lot of the times I'm inspired to write a poem, or a lot of times I'm inspired to make a beat or write a song. It's usually when I'm feeling something strongly, and sometimes it's not positive. Sometimes I'm really feeling that breakup, or I'm really feeling that not knowing where life's going, and I'm poor right now. Really feeling that pressure to change my life and be like, Mum, Dad, look, I made it. Do you know what I'm saying? And you're sitting in this like tiny room, do you know what I mean? Like feeling guilty. And you're like, damn, like, and then all of a sudden you start playing that beat you made 2 years ago, and it's just whatever it is, and you're just listening on repeat, and then the poem comes to your mind. You know what I mean? Of like, I remember I wrote this poem, and it's like so short. It's like, you're nobody, you're great, I'm alone, you're bait, you're happy, I'm sad, you're a dreamer, I'm glad, you're scared, you're prepared, I'm everything I feared, I'm here and now, you're smiling, I'm proud. But that poem came from me talking to myself. Like, oh, I'm alone. No, you're bait. Everyone knows you. I'm alone. You're great. Funny. I'm sad. That funny stuff comes from sadness. You know what I mean? It's like, it's me observing something and being like flipping on its head. You know what I'm saying? When I'm doing that impression of my dad, that's coming from, that's, you know what I mean? Me flipping that stuff I was facing.
It's
do you know what I
coming
mean?
from something on the inside.
So it is a release in that sense. That is freeing. Because now I have the ability. Some people don't, and it's like drugs, whatever. And in a weird way, the poetry, the music, the writing the scripts, the stand-up comedy is a release. But sometimes it comes from a heavy place. Like
that's really interesting.
Do you feel like your creativity is fueled by some of the tensions that you're talking about in regards to like feeling sad but also presenting as funny, or feeling low but also having high energy? Do you feel like being creative comes from that sort of struggle, or do you feel like you are creative and then there's the struggle there?
I think I'm just creative.
Yeah.
I think to go deep, I kind of feel like, so I remember when I was a kid, I was looking in the mirror, I was like, why do I see through these eyes?
Mm.
I mean, I was like, because I was like, how many
How
people
old were
exist?
you
Yeah,
when
yeah.
I was like in secondary school, like looking in the
Sure.
mirror. You know, sometimes you look in the mirror and you're just looking at yourself, and like, okay, cool, I look good, cool.
Yeah.
I'm looking in the mirror like, why
Why can I
is this
see?
consciousness
Yeah,
looking through these eyes?
Okay.
And there's so many other people here. And I'm like, and I think really, really early on, I decided that I was here to use my passion for storytelling to bring people together.
Yeah.
And so in a weird way, it's like Superman, and I'm not comparing myself to Superman, but I am. Superman needs people to be suffering in order for him to be Superman.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
needs to, if no one's in trouble,
Yeah.
then no one knows Superman.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I've learnt more and more about my creativity
Yeah.
because of how much I've felt and how much I want to make sure that other people don't feel like this, or make sure that I don't feel like this, or to. So I think what we do as like storytellers, as actors and writers, is so important. Yeah, we're like, oh, that show's good and that show's rubbish. Oh, that play was good, that play was rubbish. Like, actually, that play might change someone's life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That film, that TV series might change someone's perspective on life. And do you know what I mean?
For real.
Break generational curses. So I'm like, that's how I feel about my creativity.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's really interesting. There's two things that really stuck out to me there. We talk a lot about suffering being like promised. I don't know if it's like it's kind of comes from like a Christian ideal, but I think we kind of come from this perspective that like suffering is promised and suffering is good, and you can't have life without suffering. And I think we were talking in the last episode about like how much we lost during getting into this industry. But I think what's been really interesting is that in the suffering, we kind of found like our whys, like our reasons to continue. And we were having this really deep conversation about like, you know, the reasons why we want to create is for like our younger selves and for our younger selves who were going through trauma or dysfunction. And you were just saying lots of things that were kind of like hitting my brain a bit, where it's like, it's really, I love making upbeats and funny and colourful work, but it does come from this sad pit. And I don't know if it's because I'm trying to like
nurse yourself,
nurse that version of myself and give that thing a new life. Because I think that what's really interesting about what you're saying about whether something is good or bad is that if the intention is to share or to give another perspective, maybe that's the most important thing. And maybe that's why it's really important to create always and be able to have systems and spaces that allow us to create always, so that those things can happen. But when we don't have places to do that, then our work is just like almost like it's almost like nothing. You know what I mean? If you can't share it. And I think that maybe that's why some work resonates. I think that's why shit films resonate more with people than great ones. I don't necessarily hear people saying that Alfred Hitchcock changed their life a lot, but I do hear people saying that like White Chicks or She's the Man or like That's So Raven or like I watched A Different World and it changed me from the inside out. This isn't necessarily like Oscar worthy content. But I think it's really interesting that, and I think it's cool that, maybe not putting words in your mouth, but I think it's cool to hear that that's like a perspective of where you work from. Because I think sometimes it almost feels like it's corny, or you can't say that, you know, I'm kind of coming from a sad place sometimes, and to put that work out is important. I think that's so cool.
Yeah. Or even like, I
appreciate
think the duality of like, you know, Superman isn't Superman without people suffering.
Yeah.
I think that's really powerful, because I guess, I don't know, thinking through this thought and thinking out loud is like, do we find our purpose in the suffering, like you were saying, where it's like, whether it's us suffering or other people suffering, we find our creative outlet by, I guess, healing the world.
Which is cool, because it makes me think of like obviously Chance the Rapper dropped his album recently, and I saw an interview with him where he was kind of talking about like people were saying like, you know, he made his best music when he was on acid, and he was like, don't you need to stop saying that about rappers because that's the reason why they die.
Yeah.
And I was
yeah.
like, maybe there is a thin line between going, because I think when you're going, oh, you were better when you were high, he's like, that was the worst time of my life. And I was able to create this work.
Yeah.
So stop trying to bring me back there. But it's like, again, like when you then look at Starline and the divorce and whatever and all the stuff that's around it, or even just like Black Oppression is one of the big parts of that album. That's another part of suffering that he's sharing.
Right.
And so I think it's really, so I think I'm saying that so that we don't, I think I'm just trying to put goalposts up so that it doesn't get like, fetishized, this idea where you have to be sad to work, but it's like, or maybe it's what comes from it. Like it's the idea of like actually the alchemy of it. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
I always look at it like there's so much things that are happening. It could be like more joyful emotions.
Yeah.
But if you're bubbling inside.
Yeah.
And the overspill.
Yeah.
Is the creative outlet, whether it's the comedy, whether it's the writing, whether it's the idea.
Yeah.
It's like something is bubbling inside, and
For
then
real.
you've got to like put it out.
Put it
or
out.
Put it somewhere.
Which is expression, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So true.
How?
I've got something to say on that.
Oh yeah, no, please go
for
ahead.
it.
Sorry.
Really, I think what you were saying about Chance is really interesting. And I think something I'm learning is a lot of times we have this destination mentality. It's like how I'm looking at it is like when someone said, "Oh, you made your best music when you were on acid." That was the art, the consumer of the art drawing a conclusion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
that. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
This made me feel like that, and that makes me feel like that. So
Yeah.
this means that.
Yeah.
And I think every time we draw a conclusion,
Yeah.
that's when we run into problems.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
even though I found a way to deal with some of the hardships or traumas, that's not necessarily a destination thing.
Yeah.
There's still more growing taking place. And it's
100%.
like it's a constant unfolding. It's like
Yeah.
rather than it being a definitive thing.
Yeah.
It's like
we're continuously evolving.
yeah, it's like I remember reading in this book, this very deep book, called The Kabbalion.
Yeah.
It talks about all truths are but half truths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like okay, so it's like it's this and that.
Yeah.
Rather than it's this or that. And I
Yeah,
think we
yeah,
have a
yeah.
mentality today where it's like if you're on that side, you're on that side.
Yeah.
If you think this, you think that, and
Yeah.
that's the conclusion. And
Yeah.
it's like no, it's that and this. It's
Yeah.
like we're both figuring out on you like that. And that makes sense.
Yeah.
That needs to exist because that makes room for that. And that makes room for that. And that's why there's different cultures and different tribes and different accents,
completely
different languages.
So
different...
agree. And it's so important. It's why the disclaimer is really important in this, because it's like we're in a time at the moment where like, you know, everyone is hungry for information and hungry for how-tos. And I think that sometimes those how-tos can become so definitive that like people will then like, God willing, this podcast does really well, and people will hang on to every single word that we said and be like, "That's it." But we could change our minds tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing.
Do you know what I mean?
That's
Yeah,
also
sure.
one of the reasons why I really enjoy being reflective.
Yeah.
I think since I was a child, I was always like harking back to
Yeah.
like, we were talking about being nostalgic before, and I'm just a kind of nostalgic person. I'm just like, I remember when I was 12, or
Yeah.
I remember when I was 7, and you know, just generally talking about things that I used to love. And I journal to look back and go, oh, remember when I had this thought this year ago?
Yeah.
Or, oh, I was in such a different place last year to now.
Yeah.
And then I will be in a specific place now that in a year's time, I will be like, oh, I was in such a different place. Like my mind changes all the time.
Yeah.
The ways I want to create changes all the time.
For real.
The things that I believe are truth right now may not be truth in 5 years from
100%.
now. And I think that all truths are truth but half truth
Is
really, really powerful.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, well, yeah, everything is just temporary until you know, we die.
So true. And also like surrendering maybe just slightly to this idea that maybe we don't have it all together.
Oh, man, I
we
wish.
don't understand it. And if we give it to a higher source, then maybe we can kind of take that pressure off ourselves.
And be nice to each
like,
other.
Yeah, where it's like, I don't have to know everything.
Yo.
Do you get what I'm saying? Which is really important, I think, also when talking about like being creatives, and I think this kind of touches on the guilt thing as well. Being creatives in a time where your industry is not giving you the jobs or the money that you need because the industry is shutting down. Like I think that you know, there's something there. Which leads me to like my next question, which I really wanted to kind of know, you know, like for the last 2 or 3 years, we've been in a space where everyone's been like, you know, survive till 2025. How have you survived to 2025? I've got this thing in my pocket. I'm going to take it out because it's making loads of noise.
Oh, okay.
It's messing with my head. But you know, like the whole survive to 2025 thing. You know, like how did that affect you? And did work dry up? And if it did, what did you do? What did you do to make money? And how did you survive?
So wait, where are we talking from? So from what, 2020 what?
Like let's say like I think it's 2022,
Yeah,
3?
2022, 2023.
3 to now, when with the strikes and with like with how work has gone, or has it been a good time for you? Like how have you found it?
So I'm a bit different. You know what I mean? I ain't like them man. Them tight I'm playing now. So I filmed Rye Lane in 2021.
Yeah.
This was during lockdown, and I filmed I think a few reshoots in 2022, and I knew it was coming out in 2023.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel, oh my gosh, survive. I felt like the breakout role is coming.
Yeah.
And I was really, really excited about it.
Which you were amazing in, by the way. Like,
Thank you, man.
My
shout
favourite
out to
part of the
you,
movie.
my favourite part.
Thank you, man.
100%.
And I'm not just saying that because I know you. Like,
Also,
genuinely.
I think we went in there going, we hope he's good.
Yeah. we didn't even know that you were. We didn't even know that you were in it. The last film podcast that we did, I remember just before you and Yaz were like,
we
you know, and I was like,
worked
how do you guys know each other? And it's like,
yeah.
we're in a movie together.
Yeah.
We didn't ask anything, like, cool, whatever. Went to go and watch, it was like, oh, look, it's Benny.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's Yaz.
Yeah.
And that's a really lovely feeling as a
No,
friend.
because
when it's like,
I told you, let's go watch this movie.
Yeah.
And we were like, I hope he's good.
yeah.
And then we watched it and we were like, he's good.
Yeah, man.
I was genuinely like laughing out loud. Going,
Genuinely,
this
yeah,
guy is funny.
Yeah, man.
It was fun to feel like from my perspective, I get the script. That was a whole nother story. It wasn't through my agent at the time. I'm not with them anymore, but it was through a community that I love. Go Hub, my boy Jazz, and friend Tej, who I was like doing this acting workshop called Go Hub with.
Yeah.
And they told me about it. And I was like, hold on, wait, I know the writer. I know Nathan. So I reached out to Nathan. He's like, yeah, you should audition.
Yeah.
Get your agent to, you know what I mean? Reach out to Carmel, who's casting it. And then that's how I got the audition.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when I read the script, I was like, oh, it's a romantic comedy. My mind didn't even go. I was like, it's between two people.
Yeah.
They're like figuring out, dealing with breakups, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I got the job and got on set that I was like, oh, wait, these are black people.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is like,
Yeah,
because I was like, there's no black British rom-com
yeah.
black sketches. You know what I mean? Like, what?
Yeah.
But when I
There's now
saw,
two.
you know what I'm saying? When I saw them, I was like, oh, Dom, and are you okay? You guys are black. And and it's not like, you know what I mean, Carmel black. They black. You know what I mean? They black. They black. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh my God. El Negro. But wait, what was the question you asked me?
Also, I'm just gonna put a little disclaimer in there. Just like our good friend Dr. Umar says, there's no such thing as hair chocolate milk.
Okay, half chocolate milk.
There's no such thing as hair chocolate milk. You caramel, you almond butter. We all black and we love you. But the question was, when it did work dry up, how have you found
from like 2023
from 2023, because obviously the thing at the moment in the industry is like jobs have slowed down, the industry's tightening their pockets, and we're now in this survive till 2025 thing, which is probably going to be like, I don't know, survive till 2027.
Okay, the answer to that is real simple. I was always, other than Rye Lane, I was never working loads of jobs. It was always the struggle. It was always survive. So
survive till 2025.
Yeah, it was like I've been surviving. It's like,
not for real, bro.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not thinking, let me survive to this time. No, guy, get this job. Go to Sundance Film Festival. Get an agent. I did all that stuff by 2023. And also when I was in, I think like 2022, summertime, I started working at a hotel in Mayfair. And I was, working the 9 to 5. And I remember I'd see like celebrities walking, do you know what I mean? Like, and I think one of my mates is a security guard of Damson Idris, and he was like, "Yo, Ben, what you doing?" I remember like seeing Tossing Cole.
Yeah.
He's like, "Yo, Ben, what you doing?" I was like, "I work here.
Yeah.
I'm at the doors."
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And it's like in my mind, I'm feeling good because I'm like, "Oh, Tossing Cole recognizes me."
Right.
But then at the time, I was like, he recognizes me as a bellhop, a doorman at a Mayfair hotel. This guy ain't, you know what I mean? He's struggling.
Yeah.
So that was my. But I also knew, which was interesting, that at that point when I was doing that job, Rye Lane was coming out. So I was feeling good. They actually tried to. They were like, "You can't take time off to go to Utah and go to Sundance Film Festival." I was like, "Well, I quit." End up, you know what I mean, spending bare like credit card money. I was like, "Yo," I had a credit card that was like, I don't know, I had a certain amount of money in it, and I was like, I'm using all this money to go to Utah. I'm not just going Utah, I'm living it up. Anyone that saw me in 2023 Sundance, I had a Jeep, I was banging music out. Not my buddy. I was not my buddy. And then after that, I got signed to United. I have an amazing agent. Shout out Carly. And yeah, I was kind of like, all right, cool. And then it's, I mean, I always say the whole thing of top of one mountain, bottom of another, because nothing came. Nothing happened, and I was still at my mum's house. And I was like, I'm in this film. You came to the premiere. I'm signed with this agent. Watch what happens now. Nothing happened. Ended up sleeping on my friend's couch. You know what I mean? Like
still jigging.
And then it's only when I was like a waterbed, because the couch was bare small, smaller than this. It was about the size. And I'm 6'3". So I was like, I wasn't working. So eventually we got a waterbed, and I was sleeping on the floor. You know what I mean? Pumping the water bed up. Shout out my boy Connor, man, and Dylan. Like, they had my back, and I've known them since secondary school, and which was great. Until there was like mice, and I was like, oh shoot, I can't be sleeping on the floor. There's mice. They don't live there anymore, so it was. But the point is, it was tough. And then I booked a random job, and I was like, okay, cool, I've booked that job. Let's give me a bit of money. And I was like in North London, but I had a job near in South, basically. And I was riding my bike like an hour all the way to South, to near Vauxhall. From Wood Green to Vauxhall. Vauxhall, do you know what I mean? Every day to get this, like, do you know what I mean?
Quads must have been
doing this job. Do you know what I mean? To get a bit of money, and then I found another, like a tiny flat, like a shared situation, and I paid that money into deposit, and I was like, what? Then I found another job. It's been, and then you find other things, and then so it's for me, it's what I'm used to.
I think there's something really interesting that we all share. Is that like me and Imeldha got our biggest commission, we did halfway, and again, similar thing, Idris Elba, Amazon, Audible, they order you your lunch every day when you're there, bro. You sit down and they go, here is a cupboard of snacks that you can get. What do you want? What do you want for dinner? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm eating pho one day, and then I'm eating Farmer J's the next. I'm having 2 Jonah juices and 4 juices. Probably shouldn't have ordered that much, but it's all right. It's happened now. You know what I mean? Like, we were really like, and we were working with George Mackay, Sharon D. Clark, Lenny Henry.
But not only that, we were making really, really great contact.
Man.
So
like,
it was like all this promise.
All this promise, and that's just one job, and then we're in other offices, and people are going, we want you to make this movie, and you want to do this, and we want you to make this TV show, and then like the thing came out, we had our names on the billboard, it was out, we're on buses and trains,
and then
nothing.
One thing I would say is this, and that's something I'm learning, and I think there's a blessing in, do you know what I mean, the long road, rather than kind of things happening quickly. I've got all the mantras in my head. I've seen all the videos, and I remember that. I hold on to some of them when I'm like, I need this. And one of the things that comes to my mind is never too high, never too low. Do you know what I mean? Always, middle path, like, because I know what it's like to, when I was sleeping on the floor. And this was like 2023 after. Rye Lane's in cinema. I remember doing this job, like, it was like a phone job. You kind of just do some stuff, and it's like quick. But they pay you in crypto. I was like, what the fuck? This is weird.
Oh God!
I got scammed when I had nothing. When I was at my lowest of lows, I found a little job that was going to make me some money. Lost it all. I remember selling my old TV. To my dad, just because I was like, yo, Dad, buy this TV because I need I lost all of my. Oh my gosh! And it's like, and then flip side of it is. You then book a job whilst you're like, when you finish doing that bike ride back and forth, get a flat, a shared flat, but in Victoria, you have your own space, and then you book a job.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like doing there's like one episode in, I forgot the name of the show, but it's on Disney.
Yeah.
And that was everything to me.
Yeah.
I could walk to set.
Yeah.
I was living in Central at the time, and yeah, man, I was like, whoa, I thought I was done for.
Yeah.
I was on my friend's couch / floor. I then got, do you know what I mean, scammed.
Yeah.
Then was riding a bike back and forth, like,
Yeah.
and then I got a place, and then I got this acting job, and then it's, do you know what I mean? It's like,
For
it
real.
all kind of works out.
Yeah.
So yeah, struggle's real, but I'm really excited for the future, and I know I can make it through anything because I've made it this far.
But also important for young actors and filmmakers and writers and aspiring people to know that, like, you know, we're in an industry that's very particular, and I think we're inundated with Letitia Wright's story and Daniel Kaluuya's story and Michaela Cole's story and John Boyega's story and Idris Elba's story, and those are 5 people. 5 people.
More stories being told
And the thing
being
is,
made.
like, and the thing is, like, those 5 people have great careers, but those careers have come. It's almost still like the lottery, and I think it's really important for people to know that, like, you're going to get into this thing, and some of us, like, we skyrocket, and some of us we skyrocket for 2 years and then we dip. Some of us we skyrocket and we get to the Oscars and we keep going, and everyone's like, I want you in this movie. Some people get Jordan Peele to look at us, and some of us are still jugging. It's just important. I think it's really important for filmmakers to know and people to know that, like, do it for the passion, not for the immediate thing, because sometimes you'll get the immediate thing, but then you'll still have to figure out what happens afterwards, because that check is only going to go for so long.
Yeah, for sure.
Until you need the next job.
And also, and this is like, I'm talking relatively quickly about things that happen. This is like years. So whilst I'm doing this and doing that, I'm also doing stand-up comedy. I'm also doing sketches online, and they're not banging. Do you know what I mean? I'm loving them, but no one's watching them. I'm also making songs and writing poems and putting I'm doing everything. And some people have one thing that they really focus on. I'm doing like 5 different things and trying to focus on all of them. And I'm good at all 5 of these things. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm doing and it's like, oh, it's not happening. So it's like, but that's when it comes down to what you just said. It's not about doing it to blow. It's about doing it because I do this. This is what I do.
Because it's evident knowing you that you're only going to do this. Like, I can tell.
Also, you were like born to do this.
100%.
If I could overstep and say as much.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's a few people that you get around and you're like, oh yeah, that's that's you. This is who you are as a person. You can't separate the two, which kind of makes sense because, you know, you being, you know, in primary school and standing up and being the class clown, it's like, well, because that's who you are as a person. Do you know what I mean? And I think you can't divide what you do with who you are. 100%. And I think stay the course.
Stay the course, because it's in your bones and we can see it. And and again, I think it's in this age of 5 and 10 steps, and, you know, you just get the movie and you'll do it, or, you know, just get Star Wars, just book Marvel, you know, like it, you know, easy, just write. I may destroy you, you know, like, please stay the course, but just understand that, like, don't be scared to step out and do different things. Don't be scared to utilize what's in front of you, and don't be scared to make it and get to Sundance and still have to sleep on your friend's flat. Like, that's all okay. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I work at a job where I have to work bar, I have to work part-time, and where I work, like, I come into contact with a lot of people that have met me on set when I've been their first AD, and then they're like, oh, what are you doing? And I'm like, 7 drinks, you know what I mean? And there was a time when I was telling you to get on set, or, you know, and I was calling cut, but, like, that's all part of it. And when we kind of let our ego die in that space, you find out that I'm doing this because I really want to, not because of just, like, the fact that people see me. So I think that's important to say.
Something I'm just inspired to say as well, because I do get gassed, as you can probably tell. But I think I want to be really clear, because I've recently had a realization. When I say I do this, what I mean is the things I do are the things that I resonate best with. It's like there's sometimes you see a kid and you put a football in front of him and he picks it up. And he starts dancing. Maybe he resonates more with like basketball than he does football. And some kids you see it, they kick it, So do you know what I mean? You give them something else. Like I've seen little, like especially like my niece, like you can see how confident she is in certain things, and like she's really scared of heights.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, maybe, do you know what I mean? Cleaning
Yeah.
windows of tower blocks, it won't be her
That's not
thing.
for you. Yeah.
So it's like when I say I do this, I am very aware of who I am outside of the things I do.
100%.
But I think it's really important for everyone to know what they resonate closely with, and what kind of like it's like the thing that you find easy. There's that kid in your class, or that you might remember from your school that was like didn't have to revise but just got the answers. It's that thing.
Yeah.
What is the thing that you?
No.
You know what I mean?
Oh my
What's
God.
the thing you do without having to try?
Yeah.
That's the thing I think is the thing you do. But
Yeah.
understand who you are outside of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's good. That's good.
Amazing. Last question. We're making Unwritten, which is a TV show
Yes.
without a studio.
Yes.
In your opinion, how do
Yes.
you make a TV show without a studio?
In my opinion, how do you make a TV show without a studio? All right, so I don't think it's about how you make a TV show. I think it's how you make anything. I think when you break things down, then it's like there are people that might not want to make a TV show. They might want to make, I don't know, houses. They might want to build houses. They might want to, and I think it really kind of starts with, I remember hearing this, another little mantra: start where you are, use what you have, do what you can.
Yeah.
And I think, bringing it back to your question about how you start a TV show, I think there are tools that we have that we don't. For some reason, I think actors, I can speak for actors, or speak for myself, we have a really weird thing about social media. It's like, you're a content creator.
Yeah.
I don't want to put that content creator stuff on my page because I'm an actor.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, cool. I understand it. I understand protecting your brand and like just being aware of yourself, or how you present yourself to the world. But I think there is a trick being missed because it's putting too much hands in the people that run these production companies and run these, the Warner Brothers and the Netflixes. You're putting way too much. It's like, until these people validate me, I'm going to just like curate myself in a way that I'm like protecting how I'm perceived.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, what if you made something and put it on TikTok, let's just say, on a burner account, and someone in Switzerland sees it and is like, that's inspiring. I want to work with that guy. And all of a sudden you're connecting with this guy in Switzerland, and he gets through a connect he has in LA or in, I don't know, somewhere in London. Now because you're connected with him and he's gonna, see what I'm saying? It's it's more about, for me, just starting where you are, using what you have and doing what you can. Because I think it's the one brick at a time builds a house thing. Rather than kind of being like, I'm gonna keep presenting this entity here with ideas, and hopefully they'll accept me. And I've actually been that guy as well. Like, I'm gonna create this showreel and keep sending it to those guys. I remember I burnt a CD with my showreel and took it to an agency, Troika. They ain't around anymore, but I took it to Troika, and they took the CD and then went inside, and I didn't even go inside the building. And I went and spoke to my boy. I think I spoke to my boy Jazz at the time about it, and he's like, "You gave him a CD." It's like, no one uses CD players anymore. Like, I was like, swear, I don't know. But it's like, I think what we miss in doing that kind of like constantly reaching up to that invisible thing above the cloud is we forget that, hold on, my boy that went to my secondary school, the guy I went to university with and studied with, now has a connection there. So instead of me doing that, I could just be like, yo, bro. But then when we do the yo, bro thing, it's like, all right, well, what have you been doing? And more often than not, we find we ain't been doing shit. We've just been looking up in the clouds as opposed to creating stuff. And how do we connect? How do we connect? How do you connect? We're all here together. You know what I mean? Jordan Peele wasn't Jordan Peele 10 years ago.
For it.
And you could have messaged, I've been doing this thing. I could have messaged Jordan Peele something
Yeah.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
I could have messaged who's someone that blew up recently. I could have messaged or connected with Kai Cenat
Yeah,
10 years ago. I could have.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we're so busy trying to be like them guys that have already done it
Yeah.
that we forget, yo, there's going to be another 10 years from now.
Yeah.
And another 10 years from now, it's going to be your next door neighbor. That's,
Yeah.
do you know what I'm saying? That is the person.
Yeah.
And it's going to be too late to be like, yo, let's connect
Yeah,
then.
yeah, yeah,
Do
yeah,
you
yeah.
know what I mean?
I love that.
So that's my long and short answer to that.
It's really good.
Use
Take
it
it
however we
away.
can.
Amazing. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Benjamin
Benny.
Sarpong-Broni.
Thank you. Who you done?
Yeah.
I want to go. I don't want to stop. I don't want to
That's so
stop.
good. That's so good.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Come back next week for more videos.
I'm going to be here next week.
You know?
I'm not going.
We'll get it back.
I'm not leaving.
Cheers.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Peace.
Thank you. I'm not leaving.